Right here we got all my Leaders 1354 hats. So they did a bunch of HBCU inspired hats, and this was the Southern University hat, based out of Louisiana, Southern University at HBCU. So Chicago Cubs joint. This is another one from that pack. This is the Hampton University colorway. This one is also inspired by like HBCU culture. This one is actually inspired by the frat Kappa. I haven't really rocked this at all, man. I got this years ago. It's a strap back, as you can see, and it's kind of like based off a raincoat. That's why I got this little nylon upper crown. And I haven't rocked this yet, but I need to break this out one day. So here's the script from Leaders. This is the old joint, man. I can't even tell you from what year it is. I found this at the Goodwill for like $2 around the corner from Leaders location in West Loop. So I ended up copping it because it reminds me of the stuff they were dropping when I was in high school, like around like 2007, 2008, 2009 time. I don't know what year this is from, but as you can see, got Chicago and got the Leaders script. Leaders, y'all need to bring this joint back out, man. Bring this style back out. And this is the last of my Leaders joint. This is actually a collaboration with Virgil Abloh. They did this probably like in 2009. Just before Virgil was Virgil that we know him to be today, R.I.P. to Virgil. This is something that he did before he had like all the Off-White, before he did the stuff with Nike. He was working with local Chicago brands. This is probably the rarest hat that I have in my collection, man. I don't know if too many people out there still have this hat, but if you do have it, hold on to it, because this is like an ancient artifact, man. So right here, we got all our stuff from Grandstand in Chicago. This is a crossover Birmingham Barons with the Washington Wizards. And right here, we got just a regular Birmingham Barons hat. Then we got that Chicago White Sox. And it's just the old logo that the White Sox used to use. That's the one thing that I love about Grandstand. They got a bunch of just like regular hats without any side patches of like all the Chicago White Sox old logos. So if you want some nostalgia White Sox hat with an old logo, check out Grandstand. And the last joint, man, we got this Chicago White Sox. Once again, another old logo. I never seen this logo for the Chicago White Sox until I copped it from Grandstand. So Grandstand, they be using all the old logos. That's the one thing I like about them. Right here, we got all my on-field hats, my regular on-field hats. So these are my vintage MLB hats right here. So the next two joints are from New Eral's website. I think this is the Just Cap Drop 2. We got the Los Angeles Angels and the Chicago White Sox. So right here we got all my stuff from Birdines in Chicago. We got a regular Florida Marlins hat with the side patch, World Series side patch. Then we got that Chicago White Sox hat with the 2005 patch on it. Right here we got another crossover, man. Philadelphia Phillies with that old AI Philadelphia 76ers black gold and white colorway. Like I said, I love crossovers, so anytime I can get my hands on a crossover, I'm probably gonna buy it. Another Philadelphia Phillies, Philadelphia 76ers crossover from Birdines. Right here we got that two-tone St. Catharines Stumper hat from Birdines. Don't sleep on their minor league stuff that they drop. And now we got a Chicago Blackhawks and the Chicago Cubs crossover. Another crossover for my people at Birdines. This is the Arizona Diamondbacks crossover with the Phoenix Suns, inspired by my boy Charles Barkley, his time with the Phoenix Suns. This is a Chicago White Sox joint inspired by a famous hot dog stand called Jim's in Chicago. I don't rock with gems, but I love a good story. I love a good colorway of a hat. So Chicago, gems, and it's super dope. Red, a nice summer joint. So I had to cop this one. This one is the Birdines and Views from the Vault collaboration, based off Ryan Sandberg. He played for the Cubs. He was originally gonna go to Washington State University, but he went and played baseball instead. So he never played in college. He got drafted straight out of high school. So this is inspired by the college that he could have went to. Super dope. Then the last of my Birdines collection. This is also a collaboration with Views from the Vault. This one is based off Frank Thomas. So right here, man, we got my stuff that I got from Hat Club. So we got that Lost crossover right here. This is the Colorado Rockies, inspired by the Utah Jazz. Got that side patch. I don't really like square side patches, but back in the 90s, the Utah Jazz had the coldest jersey with that mountain in the background. And since this based off that jersey, I had to pull the trigger and cop it. So we got that Minnesota Twins Hat Club crossover. Minnesota Twins with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And the last of my Hat Club hats, we got that Philadelphia Phillies. This one, we got just the P right there. It's very simple. Look at that side patch. And you know, based off the Philadelphia 76ers, AI, man, the jersey that he wore back in the day. So right here, man, we got a bunch of hats from Sneaker Politics, based out of New Orleans. They also got some Texas locations. I just went on a trip to New Orleans, so of course I pulled up and I had to shop. So we got the Tuscan Sidewinders, minor league team hat right here. St. Louis Cardinals. This one is based off Dr. Pepper. I guess Dr. Pepper was invented in St. Louis. I never knew that until I copped the hat, but based off Dr. Pepper. Nice clean one. We got the Provo Angels crossover. This one is inspired by the Utah Jazz. Got that big mountain in the back with that P. And the last joint that we got from Sneaker Politics is a nice little simple snapback from their in-house brand. So this one is from Capsule Toronto. It's another crossover. Detroit Tigers crossed over with that Detroit Pistons old colorway. So these joints right here are from Hat Heaven. We got a Minnesota Twins hat. Then we got another Minnesota Twins hat right here, all red with the big side patch. But yeah, man, that's my whole hat collection, man. Everything that I managed to get my hands on throughout the years. I'm super proud of my hat collection. I remember when I started with that one hat. Well, fast forward now, I got over 100 hats, which is a little OD, but it's my hobby, so I can't complain, man. Some people like collecting cars and watches. I like collecting hats and sneakers, so I ain't gonna change for nobody. Other than that, I'll catch y'all in the next video.